It's hard. It's very hard to filter out all the bullshit and nonsense that's going on. And if you have, like, for instance, me, you have something that happens in your life that you don't see coming, comes out of left field, and it totally messes with your head, and you can't focus. You can't trade. What do you do? Are you going to plop down and just say, well, I need to feel good about whatever it is I'm going through and be distracted by it and take trades and not follow a model, not follow a plan, and then get the results that you don't want? See, you won't understand or appreciate that coming out of a 1 week workshop or a 40-day training program, looking at yin and yang fucking symbols. None of that stuff, none of that is going to help you. Being in the charts, studying it, and discovering the weaknesses that you have, and all of us have them. I still have weaknesses that I have to wrestle. I have to subdue these things. I'm angry that this took place in my personal life. I'm angry that my son hurt himself. I'm thankful that he's still with us. And I want to go out here today and literally make $100,000 and shove it up the ass of everybody that fucking has anything to say about me. But I know that that's my anger. And I'm going to see things that I want to see. And you won't understand that in your first few months. You won't understand that about yourself in the first year. But you're sure as hell going to know about it in your second year, because you'll have a baseline to look back and say, hey, look at this. This is what I did because I journaled this, and this is what I was feeling at the time. This is what was going on in my personal life. These were my fears and my concerns, and this was my goals for that time, and I didn't hit it, and I didn't feel good about it, and it made me reckless. It made me impulsive. So fuck all these gurus bullshit, okay, talking about how, it takes too long to learn ICT. Go fuck yourself. If you don't want to learn how to do this, go play games with somebody else. Go play games with someone else, okay? Because you're still going to wreck your fucking ass doing whatever it is that they're trying to have you do. You can get lucky, folks. There's people that get lucky all the time, and they have to reset their fucking combines. They get an account and they blow it. The numbers aren't matching. It ain't the same account. They're playing in market replay. They're playing in demo. They're calling it live. It ain't. You're not seeing executions. They're pointing out a chart. They're laying over the long position or the short position thing on TradingView. That's not trades. And they're going to give you advice. They're going to tell you. These people are not millionaires. These people are not making real money. But you're going to allow them to influence you and tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tickle your ears and tell you, don't waste your time with that stuff. You can learn how to do this quicker. You know what? Quicker kills. Quicker kills. You cannot speed up proper education. You cannot speed up excellence. You cannot speed it up. It's going to come at the pace that you need and you require for yourself. And if you don't see that now, you will once you go through it. And you're going to see, looking back, how you made it harder for yourself by trying to go faster through it, because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to go through growing pains. I'm going to be traveling through my house here, so give me a couple of seconds here. My wife just woke up, and the puppies, we've been making the mistake of letting them sleep with us because they cry all night long and they want to be next to me. And I left them in there with her, and now they realize I'm not there. So now she's got to tend to them. So I'm going up to my office to hopefully have a little bit more quiet. But I was trying to get out here early enough to allow myself to talk to y'all and still be able to get what I got to get done during the day. But how long is it going to take for you to make money? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, if you want to make $750 a day, you can go there and watch a couple of YouTube videos. It's done. You don't need some Mickey Mouse Algo box bullshit. You don't need to join the vice services, the communities. You sit down, turn your charts on. What's happening between 10 o'clock and 11? What's happening between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock? in the afternoon. What's happening between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning? London session. That setup's there every day, folks. Every single day. Now, some of you want to over leverage that because you want that whole career. You want that winner's circle feeling, that moment of, yes, I'm killing it. I made it. Everybody's going to respect me. I'm going to put this on social media. I'm going to be established. You're putting all that, you're funneling all that emotion, that psychological impact that you want to have on yourself. And you're lying to yourself saying, it's the outside people, the people who are going to see me. They need to see this. No, you do. And if you feel that, you're not ready. You're not ready. You will absolutely blow your accounts. You will absolutely cause serious drawdown because you're trading for all the wrong reasons. You're not going to discover that in a 1 week boot camp. You're not going to find that in a 40-day algo box bullshit. You're not going to find that in any other thing that tries to go quick, fast paced. You're not going to get it like that. I got lucky for 9 months. 9 months, folks. It's real easy to believe your shit don't stink after that. And then suddenly the market does what the market will do, humbles you. And it became a revenge plot. I tried everything to make what I was trying to use prior to work, and it wouldn't. And then I discovered how the markets really work. And then I discovered how I mess it up. I knew how the markets worked at some stage beyond what everybody else understands as retail. And here's a reminder, I'm putting a video out before I close up shop. It will be a very clear $5,000 reward for someone to come out there and find my stuff in writing or in video prior to 1996. I'm tired of reading all these little assholes in other people's YouTube comment sections saying it's rebranded. And, motherfucker came out there one time and said, here's where the breaker is. Here is where the reaper is. Here's what he's took this from. Here's the order block. None of you know what the fucking order block is. It's not a fucking supply and demand zone. Hello. So that way I can tie up that loose string too. And by the way, Robin's Cup, where the fuck's Vinny? Vinny, where are you at, bro? You're supposed to be storming on in there. Come on, man. I ain't forgot about you, baby. Let's go. We got time. We can do this. If you want to start next year, I can do it quietly, not have to be on social media. I'll beat your ass. Let's go. Stop making all your bullshit little fucking videos and your community posts. Bring it, bitch. All this pursuit to try to make money, all these influencers are going to be coming at you harder when things get harder. When it's harder to get a dime out of their jobs, out of their sales, they're going to come at you at every angle. But where's their breadwinners? Where's their ponies? Where's the thoroughbreds in their fold that's coming out there and saying, here's what we're doing with their stuff? It's not happening. It's not happening. It's crickets. $500 payouts, $2,000 payouts, and then you don't ever hear them again. They just fade away. And that's why I preach to all of you. It's wonderful. It's wonderful for you to get that funded account combine passed and you get that little certificate and it feels great. That's a report card. That's great. You didn't do shit yet. Don't forget that. You didn't do shit yet. You just got to the dance. You just showed up. Now you got to walk and do everything and have the tug of war inside. Oh no, what if my trade doesn't pan out? Is it going to go to my stop if you even placed one? And how it feels when you're just right before your limit order is going to get filled and it goes up there and touches and just the spread between the bid and the ask won't let it fill. And it backs off 6 or 7 handles. Are you going to freak out and abandon the trade and kill it there? Or are you going to say, you know what? I'm going to stick with it. Even if it comes back against me, I'm okay because everything's not riding on this one trade. You can't learn that in 40 days about yourself. You cannot learn that in a 1 week boot camp bullshit. You have to have months of it, journaling it and discovering who you are. I swear to you, if there was a faster way of doing it, I would have already put it out there. I already would have done it. There is no other way that to learn all this stuff. If you want to learn, what it is I'm providing and producing, you don't need to know everything. Okay, and that sounds like I'm hiding something. Like, I'm not trying to give you that little edge. I saw somebody talk about how ICT doesn't teach market structure. Are you out of your fucking mind? Even the stuff that people are talking about market structure right now, that's not even market structure. Nobody, and I'm telling you, Dave, this is including you, brother. There ain't a motherfucker out there that's teaching market structure that I'm teaching. Okay, there's institutional market structure that I'm giving you small little pieces of, small little like puzzle pieces, but you have to look at them compartmentalized to understand what it is you should be looking. It's not higher, high, higher, low, and then a break of structure. That don't mean shit. Many times that's just a run on stops and it continues. And for the folks that ask questions about that, how do you know it's not a shift in market structure or running on stops? Market structure, narrative, both have to be in agreement. You're going to learn that in a week? You're going to learn that in 40 days? Fuck no, you're not. Okay? You need to see time and price over a large sample size, minimum 6 months. Minimum. Why 6 months, Michael? What's the thing? Because you're going to see at least one of the spring or fall seasonal tendencies. Think about it. You're going to see it. You're going to see one of them. And here's the thing. I have students that make their career just in spring, and once they make all their money, they're done. They don't give two shits what's going to happen the rest of the year. I have more students that do that type of style of trading in the fall. They don't do anything. They spend time doing whatever they want to do in the first spring, summer. They ain't worried about shit. And then come fall, which is what we're about to start next week, they do all their work. They run their business. They operate their whole speculation around those months. And the end of the year, they're done. They pack it in. That's it. It's over. Someone's going to say, oh, that's the stupidest thing in the world. These motherfuckers are making more than you do in a year, in a week. Complainers, talkers, shit smackers. Get the fuck out of here. It's going to get absurd come November. Everybody's going to come in there and try to fill this void. And they're going to try to deviate your attention away from it. Don't. If you're here to learn, stay with it. I'm not going to be here. Okay. I'm not going to be here, but I'm just reminding you that everybody is going to be jockeying. And you can see them now. They're all on Twitter. They're all trying to be that guy that's going to come in there and be the substitute teacher. You don't need a substitute teacher, folks. When I'm done and I do my last Twitter space on November 11th, my final shotgun Saturday, you'll have everything in my opinion that you'll ever need. You don't need to buy a book from me. Okay, you don't need to do that. And as a reminder, those books are just for me to place my fingerprint on it, and you'll see everybody else that heard I'm rushed out there on Amazon to make books and parrot what I said in my mentorship videos and lecture notes. They're incomplete. And I've done that on purpose. I can't write books while I was mentoring. It's too many things to worry about and juggle. Too many user groups, too many people, too many personalities. And when you try to do this for a living, hopefully you won't be caught up in the pursuit of trying to get rich too fast. Because look at whatever it is that you make at your job. I know it's not enough. Even for the folks that are like surgeons in my mentorship that do very, very well. They can say they're happy with what they earn, but if they could make more, they would be very pleased to do it. So enough is never enough when it comes to earning potential. But when you're learning, when you're trying to find consistency, when you're trying to find your way through this for profitability, you got to determine a low threshold for enough. Like you have to find that for yourself and be content with that, and then stretch gently outside that boundary for the next objective that you're going to strive for. Because you don't know where that threshold is that's going to cause you to snap and you break away from rules. And there's that little sweet spot that you have to discover for yourself. Nobody has ever talked about it. Mark Douglas ain't said shit about it. No disrespect to the man. I know his book is referred to as Trader Psychology Bible. A lot of good points in it. But there's a point at which where when you go through your approach to trading, whatever that model is, whatever that thing it is that you're using to get the buy and sell signals that's generating in your screens that tells you to do something, whether it's manually decided discretionary trading or if it's automated and it's generated by some kind of a EA or an algorithm that spits out something that tells you to do this or do that. Whatever it is that you're doing, when you're applying real risk to it and you got money behind it, when that happens, your focus is going to be drawn to the results of the trade. And that transition from when you're trading with no money and you're just tape reading, you're just watching, reading price, then you're demo trading, or maybe I should say it this way, paper trading. Before you get to that stage, you want to be doing like mock backup and look at the old data, like a market replay type thing. I'm not a big fan of it. I just, I have to be very careful how I say it because I know it's helped a lot of my students and they found profitability after doing exercises with those things. So in recent months, I've applied it as a step, but it's never really been a step, in my teachings. And I've had profitable students, without the necessary requirement of using market replay. But truth be told, if I had the access to that when I was coming up, I would have worn it out. Like I would have used it a lot. And I believe it would have helped me. But I'm an old dog. It's hard to learn, new tricks. I have a way, okay, and my way I think is superior to everybody else's, and that's the part that pisses people off. And I get it, but it'll go away in November. But you have to find that sweet spot in your execution with real money. Where do you separate yourself from following the rules of the model? Like where does that happen? What do I mean by that? Let's just, for the sake of discussion here, let's just say that Brian, there is no Brian, it's just some proverbial imaginary person I'm using for the case study here, just like Carl. There is no Carl, but you all know him at work. Brian sets out to learn how to do ICT type trading. He watches videos. He really watches the videos. He doesn't just skim through them. He doesn't fall asleep. He doesn't use them as lullabies. He's going through and he's taking notes, copious amounts of notes. And then once he takes the notes, he's referring to those notes and thinking to himself, how does this apply to me? What would I do with this information? How would I really use this information? Would I be really adhering to this idea, or would I be undisciplined and ignore it? Would I be organized to have my chart set up to anticipate something happening within a 60-minute window?